Well, it is Friday and I am back in the office. I was in Philadelphia this morning representing a client, now back in the office in Morristown, New Jersey. This week I was pretty local. I was in Burlington County for the most part. I'm in Philadelphia and I was in Salem County for a little bit as well. So not too much driving this week. Had a lot of successes, not all successes. Remember that at our firm, we don't just speak about our successes, but also when we don't win a case or a case doesn't go our way. That does happen. Now, with that said, I did put out a lot of content this week that I'm going to link in here. Some good articles. Put an article out, believe it or not, on pardons. It has nothing to do really what we practice here, but I thought it was just a good, quick blog that gave people some information. It's a hot button issue, and I just thought people would like to know a little more about it. The purpose of our blog, obviously, is to educate our clients and their families about their constitutional rights. Now, obviously, there isn't a right to a pardon, but it's something that people are interested in. It is granted by the president of the United States and the governor of the state that you're in. There are limitations to it. I kind of just hit the highlights of it, but it's a good article. It's a quick read, just some useful information. In addition, put out just some common crimes that happened during the snow. We did have snow on Monday. Um, the snow came in Sunday night as I was driving back from Maryland with my daughter, headed to Pittsburgh tomorrow with my son. Busy week of ice hockey. Sorry, a busy weekend of ice hockey as always. My daughter was in Maryland College Park for a gymnastics competition. That went great. I'm going to link in the weekly e-update also, which went out today to over 4,000 of our current and former clients in Pennsylvania, New Jersey. It brings together all of our latest content. It is Friday. I do want to give my weekly e-advice. If you are stopped for suspicion of DUI in Pennsylvania or DWI in New Jersey, do not refuse the chemical test. I'm going to link in an article that I wrote on appealing your PennDOT license suspension, the refusal, whose burden, what happens if PennDOT meets the burden, what the obligations are from the petitioner who's trying to appeal the suspension. It is a procedure that I do recommend pursuing. Remember that a refusal, while anything other than a yes to the chemical test is deemed to be a refusal, the Commonwealth still has to establish that you were given the opportunity to refuse and that you did so knowingly and voluntarily. And that isn't always easy to prove. Remember that in a refusal situation, we're not in a criminal court, so the burden of proof is lower, but it's nevertheless on the Commonwealth. With regards to car stops, remember, do not give consent to search your property or person. Just be respectful to the police officer. Don't put your hands on the officer. If the officer wants to search the car, do not get in his or her way. It would just make the case more complicated. Warrantless searches are permissible in New Jersey. In Pennsylvania, police, for the most part, need search warrants. There are exceptions that I won't get into. The video is entirely too short for that. But just remember that the big thing is not to give consent. Once you give consent, it does negate all of your constitutional rights. And it's not a situation that you want to find yourself in. Obviously, we can still make arguments, but those arguments can become incredibly weaker when the issue of consent is no longer an issue, or it's an issue that we have to challenge. It's just easier not to give consent and to have the full force of your constitutional rights, both under your state and the U.S. Constitution, obviously. If you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, the website, gamebonelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All of my books, my blogs, my videos are available there. In addition, remember, you're not obligated to say anything if police stop your car. Just give your name, your license, registration, proof of insurance, and that's it. You're not obligated to answer questions regarding what you drank, where you're going, where you've been. That's not going to help your case. The officer isn't, he can ask for it, but again, you don't have to give it. You can remain silent and just give your information. If something's going to happen, if the officer is going to arrest you, nothing you say is going to just diminish that or stop that from happening. If the officer finds evidence of a crime, he or she must arrest you. It's just quite that simple. Again, if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. Have a great weekend. Please enjoy it responsibly. I am headed to Pittsburgh tomorrow, not leaving at the crack of dawn, leaving at probably about 9:30, not too far to Pittsburgh, but staying overnight and coming back Sunday. We're always available for our clients. And if calls do come in, as they always do, I will be taking them. But again, have a great weekend. Please enjoy them responsibly, and I will talk to you all very soon.